So looking at the ultimate goal that we have with case management, of managing this clinical trial as a case using BPM, the way we want to approach that is first by providing some value, by showing value, automating some specific processes, and then chaining those processes together to start to orchestrate end-to-end processes, and then eventually orchestrating all of these processes in concert to deliver case management. And that's what the diagram there is showing. We're pretty much about on the second iteration at this point if you want to know where we are in time. So given that that's the strategy, let's talk about some specific examples. This first example is about transparency, collaboration, and compliance. It's a general pattern that all clinical trial workers have to live with, and we want to make better. And this is a specific. This specific topic is around something known as a submission regulatory document, 1572, financial disclosure and CV. This is a package of information that physicians need to provide in order to activate their site to do a trial with them. And again, thinking about where these physicians are, they're all around the world, and they have different local laws, different regulations, different forms they have to fill out before we can activate a site and work with them. And as you can imagine, in the past, this was all very manual. It was done through Excel, of course, email, etc. And we just didn't know where everything was. It all was a fire drill to find all the documents, to make sure we're compliant, and to get the sites activated so we can start to help patients. So what's the solution? Using Appian, we simply automated this process, which is in fact quite a simple process in the end when you see it, and put on top both a collaborative and mobile user interface, which really speaks to the way of working for these folks. That's, of course, very important, but what's also very important about this example is that it started to give metrics. So in the past, there was this sense of feeling out of control on the process. We don't know how fast it's running. We don't know where things are. Now that we've brought it under control with BPM and Appian, we see in real-time metrics. We know how fast it's going, and we can further calculate compliance factors to further improve the process. Conservative estimate is we've gone from a process that typically took 19 or 20 days down to 6 days. So that's a fantastic achievement, but it also sets the stage for continuous improvement. I get asked a lot, how does BPM fit with Lean and Six Sigma? And are they the same? Are they different? Do they compete? The answer is not simple. They're complementary. But what I often tell people, especially my Six Sigma colleagues, is that the use of BPM and Appian, if you can bring a process under control, if you can measure it, you're helping yourself during the measure phase, which if any of you have done a Six Sigma project, the measure phase can be quite arduous. So these are how things can really fit together nicely. You're starting to measure the process. The business is measuring the process. They can use that information to make a change to their process that they want, or just to run their business as they see fit. So that's a more qualitative benefit of this type of approach. Moving on to the next one, it's all about decisions. So how can we accelerate decisions and manage risk? Across the pharma industry, there's a paradigm shift in how we work directly with the sites and the physicians. So historically, the way it would work is that you would fill out a plan, and the plan would say somebody every 6 weeks would go and see the doctor and see the physician and see how things are going. Are they complying with the protocol? Is there anything they need? And this is not very intelligent. It's not really based on anything in particular other than a routine and regular and repetitive visit. Couple problems with this: it gets expensive, right? So people have to travel, they have to go there. It may not be the right time to go there, so the physician may be irritated. Why are you here? I'm busy. There's nothing particularly wrong, so leave me alone. And keep in mind they have this from other pharmas as well. Or we don't want this to happen. There may be a safety issue at the site, and we want to pick that up as fast as possible. So using BPM and Appian, we've helped to design and develop a risk-based monitoring process, and all of the industry is going to this approach. It's a paradigm shift. And the whole idea is leveraging information and data from our various warehouses and using that to make risk-based decisions. Do I need to go to the site today, or do I need not to go for 2 weeks from now based on a variety of quality risk indicators? This helps us to forecast. It helps us to decide when to go to the site, when there's a problem, when there's not a problem, and helps us to make quick and rapid decisions. So obviously this improves efficiency, makes things more cost-effective because we're visiting when it's necessary, but it also helps to form the relationship, to build the relationship. So we're going there with information so that we can have that conversation, have that relationship, and also ensure patient safety, and allows us to be much more proactive. So it helps us to manage the risk, but also it enables that collaboration, that facilitation. Again, this is risk-based monitoring example that we've used Appian for. The final example is around ensuring data quality, which may not be an obvious use of BPM. So the previous example that I mentioned, risk-based monitoring, requires a lot of data from source systems. And of course, you want that data to be of the highest quality so that you can do risk calculations on that data to enable risk-based monitoring. And what we've done to dovetail nicely with that approach is to build a data quality process using Appian, which helps to give a global picture of all the source systems, the level of data quality in them, and where there are any gaps so that we can quickly act upon those gaps and remediate it to have the highest data quality. This is a truly end-to-end orchestrated process, perhaps the most global process we have, with thousands of users responsible for maintaining data quality in the source systems. We automated over 150 data rules in a combination of Appian, BPM, and Informatica. And this gives you a sense of the magnitude and the complexity of these rules to ensure the quality of the information in our source systems. Again, helps us to prevent errors, helps to enable other processes in the case that we're managing and want to orchestrate, and simply gives us a place to know what is our level of quality. So these three examples were picked for very specific reasons. One, a willing partner, but also to work in different areas of these end-to-end processes I talked about in the beginning. So we want to systematically show the value in these different end-to-end processes, and as we build from automation to orchestration to case management, these all fit together nicely to get to that eventual vision.